most important question of all has been brought upon us during this My Hero Academia chapter. We gotta ask this question now, and it's forever always gotta be, Bakugo's mom, smash or no smash? Now, I know a lot of you have been questioning up there, and it's like, yeah, we gotta know, because that's the most important question that this chapter brought out to us, is that, Bakugo's mom, I need to know, and all that. Tapping or no tapping? Because, you know, it's such a serious thing after everything that went down. We need a little bit of lightness in there. I gotta say and all that, like, wow, I really wanted to, like, Bakugo's, like, dad to be, like, super evil or, like, dead or something, or, like, even just a villain, because he looks like the biggest dweebenheimer I've ever seen like that. He's like, you know, calm down, honey, and all that, you know, give her a rest and all that behavior and all that, and it's like, look, like, you know, why is your mom, which... By the way, I don't know, like, a lot of you people who've seen Haikyu, then you should know already and all that, like, exactly, like, who, like, she looks a lot like that chick from Haikyu, like, I think, like, Tanaka's, like, older sister, like, I get that vibe from her, like, kind of look like a more milfy version of, like, Tanaka's sister, like, in some way, where I'm like, I'm down for that, and, like, you get to see, obviously, like, what a lot more of, like, the characters are like with their, like, parents and all that, like, you do get to see, like, a couple of them, like, looking a little bit, like, very interesting. Like, I gotta say, Kyoko, like, her dad is like, you know, and her mom is like, he's like a fucking rock star, and he's like there, he's like, look, I don't give a shit, even though you got fucking, like, everyone's all there and all that, through Razorhead and all that, it's like, look, or you was screaming out and rocking out to, like, All Might as well, like, how fucking badass he was. He's like, yo, shut the fuck up, I ain't having this. And, like, considering that everything and all that has happened, and, like, you know, All Might has gone out and he's saying that he's retiring, that, like, there was a bunch of heroes that are out, like, Best Genius, like, the number 4, he's fucking, like, out with, like, Office for a fucking while. You got on top of that, you got, like, Ragdoll, she's, like, out of commission, and there was that really sad, like, moment where you got to see, like, all the pussycats and all that, he's saying, like, you know, like, they're all having kind of, like, you know, they've been suspended, like, her career, like, it's been suspended immediately, and it's just, like, her crying, being reunited with everyone, and it's just, like, all of them, like, holding her. That was just, like, a really sad moment. Like, I don't care about them too much. I've never really been interested in, like, obviously with the pussycats and all that, but it's like, I don't know, it's just that one minute of her just crying her eyes out and everyone. It's just like, that's really kind of upsetting after everything. And it's like, you know, we get to see Bakugo with his fucking family, and it's just like, look at him, and it's like, look at him, you got your fucking mom, which, like, obviously you can see that's where he gets that side from, like, completely. And the whole point of, like, what everyone's going out there for is because they want them to move into the dorms. That's what they want to do, because, you know, like, you know, that's the problem right now. We want to keep them all under lockdown, just make sure they're safe. And it's just like, there was just that moment where he was just like, yeah, let's do all this shit and all that. And it's like, you know, look, that's why, you know, like, they're talking about it and saying, you know, he's always been a brash kid and all that. And he's like, he's been a bit spoiled and pampered, and he's, you know, he's even got shallow praise from what was on the outside. But it's like, when you heard the words at the interview, like, made, like, you know, like, him so happy, like, when he was saying, like Eraser said, saying there's no one else more in pursuing becoming the top hero if the villains perceived that it was a weakness to exploit, then I would say that they are being foolish. Like, he really appreciate that, and it's like, you know, oh, yeah, my boy and all that, like, you know, he really sees that school and all that, who he really is, and that's why, you know, what we want to do, and it's like, yeah, look, you gotta take care of our boy, like that, just do that from now on. And I at least appreciate that, like, Bakugo is coming out there, and he's talking about it, and he's just like, you know, I need to know, man, like, what is Deku to you and all that? Like, what exactly is, like, your relationship to him? Because, obviously, he knows, like, he already knows about the power of the All Might stuff, and it's just like, and it's just basically him saying, like, you know, like, look, he's a student, alright, like that, he's just like you, I see him an aspiring young hero, an egg with great potential, and that's one thing, is like, you know, he still doesn't want to go into the full details of that with Bakugo, and he's like, you know, you're not determined to tell me, but at least I want to say, though, thanks, man, like, that's all I want to say. I kind of respected that, and then when you get to Deku's house and all that, when you see him there, like, with his fucking mom, and I forgot that, like, his mom used to be hot when she didn't get fat, like, I mean, obviously, I'm on the fucking judge as well, you know, I've got fucking, look at me, I'm like a giant tub of gel, like a jello here, but it's like, man, it doesn't help, because, like, at least with me, like that, at least you didn't see early versions of me on my video where I was, like, super skinny and good looking and like that. Of course, I've still got the good looks, you know, just saying. I'm fucking with you. Like that, like, but it's like, going from that, it's like, you got that, it's like, she looks super, I'd tap that. Now she's like, and she looked like she got short. I don't know how that really works. Like, you know, like, I guess the whips, like, kind of made her go down and all that. I guess that's what fucking age does to you. But she's the one out of all of them where she's like, I'm not okay with this. Like, look what happens, you know, with, like, everything that's happened. Like, his arms are injured anymore and all that. He'll never be able to move them again. You know, honestly, she said it straight up and all that. Like, you know, super upset, you know, like, when he, like, obviously Deku didn't have a quirk or anything and he was watching all my videos, like, all day. And it's like, look, I would rather him being quirkless and at least admire you from the distance than what's going on right now to keep my boy safe. And it's just like, she's being blunt and she's being honest, and I mean, I appreciate that. She's just doing it to protect her child. And like, even Deku was looking at this saying like, I've been making light of my mom's feelings, even though it's come conclusive to her, and it's saying, you know, like, I'm gonna say this straight up and all that, you know, as his guardian and as his mother. Given the way things are at right now, there's nothing there. There's still enough confidence in me to be able to even trust my son. Like, to even trust him. Like, you know, after everything, it's like, why would I give my son to you at this point to take care? And just like, I'm looking forward to seeing what All Might is going to be saying after this. Like, you know, like, what's his going to be a reason? He's like, you know, oh, that he'll raise up to be a flying boy. He'll be like a flying teacher. And it's like, I'm going to pass him on the mantle that I did. And it's like, you know, that'll be some interesting stuff. Honestly, that, you know, that'll be the case. And I'm looking forward to, like, what more details can we get about that. But for the most part, slow chapter, very slow chapter build up. Like, I enjoyed it. I felt like that Bakugo scene was kind of needed at him just going, look, we needed that. Like, we needed that shit. We needed to put him down like that. It was like simple, cold heart truth right there. It's like, you know, had to come out and say everything, and it's like, you know, all of them going out, and we kind of at least know how the world's kind of looking right now, and it's like, it's exactly how we thought. It's kind of fucked up at the moment, but that's what's just happening right now. You know, we just gotta accept that. But I enjoyed it and all that, like for what the reasons that, you know, it was enjoyable. But regardless of what and all that, I think it was a little bit slow at some points here and there in the chapter. I mean, if we're gonna, like, we should, I feel like it's exactly Kyoka, like, it's like, oh, did we really kind of need to see her, like, that much of that chapter? Because she's like, to be fair and all that, she's not really one of the main, like, part of the groups, and I feel like that's one of the things, like I hope they can do with Academia, like, a little bit, like, later on. It's like, I hope they kind of build up these characters, because even still to this day, like, I'm still not really big into, like, most of the characters. There's, like, apart from, like, Todoroki, Bakugo, like, a bit of Deku, although I really prefer those two characters overall. It's like, and a bit of Uraraka in some sense and all that. Like, I don't care about any of the other characters. I don't really care for Ida. I don't care for, like, a good majority of the characters. I care for, like, the Falcon Shadow dude. Like, I thought he's kind of cool, but it's like, there's not much on him. But it's like, you know, so I hope they do build him up, because, like, that's the thing where it's like, obviously you're going to have some stinkers in the group, but it's like, apart from that, I don't kind of care about most of the cast. So I'm, like, hoping that maybe now in the manga, they're going to extend all of them on a little bit, and, you know, maybe give them more time to shine in the manga. So maybe that'll be happening and all that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Honestly, I think it's a fine chapter. I think it's a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a fine chapter. It had some really good notes to it. But I think it was a little bit too slow for my liking. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But that's all for me. Thank you much for watching as always. And I'll see you beautiful bastards, though, next time.